that's just how it's going to go. Both these defenses are really, really tough, and I think whoever can make a big play in the passing game is going to have the upper hand.
Coming up at the top of the hour, it's Leominster and Wachusett. Coach, your key to victory is brought to you by Leominster Monument.
Well, just that, make a big play. Someone's going to make a play. Someone's going to make a big splash in the pass game, I think. We got to continue to do what we're doing on defense and just being tough and stout up front. If we're able to do that, if it gets into a place where we got to pass to win, I think I like our chances.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, thanks, Todd.
And that is your Week 4 key to the game from Coach. As always, brought to you by Leominster Monument. Leominster Monument in Lunenburg, locally owned with on-site quality craftsmanship for over 40 years. At Leominster Monument Company, memories are forever. Online at leominstermonument.com. All right, we have just a few minutes before Billy Thomas has his big coin toss moment for this Week 4. But we're going to step aside for just another moment. When we come back, we'll have your coin toss, and then it's time for kickoff at the top of the hour between Leominster and Wachusett. As always, you're listening to the Countdown to Kickoff here on the K-Zone, WPKZ AM 1280 and 105.3 FM.
Doubt there's going to be any issue because we're still at 4 hours of battery. But I decided that I'll call you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Howling Field, home of your Wachusett Mountaineers. This afternoon, they will battle the Blue Devils from Leominster in their 2019 home opener. Fans, let's welcome your Leominster Blue Devils. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting offense for your Wachusett Mountaineers, number 1, Seamus Higgins. Number 5, Caleb Marrero. Number 12, Jonah Bois. Number 14, Dion Ose Sarpong. Number 44, Angelo Smith. Number 51, Jacob Nato. Number 52, Joel Minnick.
It's time for the coin toss, and it's brought to you by Woodcomb Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcomb Insurance on the web at woodcomb.com. Bill Thomas, you're on for our Woodcomb Insurance coin toss. Two teams meeting at midfield. Bill Goslin is the crew chief, wearing the white hat today for the officials, and Dave Douglas is the umpire. Coin is up and down, and Bill Thomas will take it from there.
Let's see what we got. It looks like the Blue Devils have won the toss. They have deferred, which means I'm guessing low-hanging fruit.
Guess away, Bill.
Mountaineers are probably going to receive the kickoff here.
Unless we have a repeat of last week.
And they will, and the Blue Devils will be defending the goal to our left.
Indeed, they will. Had an opportunity to talk to Wachusett head coach Mike Dobzinski. He mentioned a couple of things last week before the Fitchburg game. I think we could bring them back around here as well. But first, we've got the national anthem. We'll take that here in stadium.
This afternoon's national anthem.
are set for kickoff here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. I want to get to that note from Wachusett head coach Mike Dobzinski. He said he's pleased with the leadership and effort of his players through the first couple of weeks of the season. He said they've got an entire new backfield, and we got a good look at that last week from a year ago. 3 new starters on the offensive and defensive line, along with defensive backs as well. They're going to need to make improvements each week in all 3 phases of the game. And Bill Thomas, that's what head coach Mike Dobzinski is looking for as we get set for kickoff.
And a proud supporter of Leominster High School football with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 25 years of experience. Make Troy Hebert your first choice for your home construction, remodeling, and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at troyhebertconstruction.com and line up your free estimate. Now with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much. We are set for kickoff here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. As Billy mentioned moments ago, Leominster won the toss, deferred to the second half, so that means they will kick to open this football game. Ball set 40-yard line at our left. They'll be kicking left to right with the wind in the first and third quarter. There's the fake on the run-up, quick squib, and now Santi Rodriguez and crew will drop back to the 35-yard line for the approach. And here comes Rodriguez on the left-to-right approach, swings the right leg, and end over end, we are underway from Hal Lane Field. Ball will be returned from the Mountaineer 10-yard line. Full head of steam straight up the middle of the field. It's Caleb Marrero. He plows the road across the 25, down shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line, and that's where Mountaineers will set up shop. First down and 10, their own 29-yard line.
I have to say, coming right out, Blue Devils need to make a defensive statement right here and kind of set the tone. You can't let Mountaineers have their way offensively on the ground, and I think that's where the game's going to be.
Flag is out already.
And, you know, I was going to comment, I hope we don't see as many yellow
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning
Flags
against
flying.
Leominster
Alrighty.
is going to be the call. So it doesn't involve any kind of assessment. Somebody must have run out onto the field on the coaching staff. There was a my bad wave from farther downfield. They've got to stay outside of the numbers and inside. Now there's another
Fortunately, they've used that
flag down on the play. And Coach Navarro got hit with it, and on the second flag, that's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and 15 yards will be assessed against Leominster.
So where did that come from? I guess I wasn't looking in the right spot.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is how things are going to begin. We've noticed, obviously, since the introduction of Federation rules, certainly there has been an increase in flags. That from the sideline warning, that was quick, we'll say, to say the least.
4-yard line.
I have no problem with the warning right off the bat, but I've got a real issue with throwing the 15-yard flag that quickly, unless you're trying to make a point.
And apparently they did.
So here come the Mountaineers after the 15-yard penalty enforcement. First down and 10. Their own 45-yard line going from right to left. Under center, it's the quarterback Higgins, and Higgins takes it straight up the middle on the handoff. Found his way to Angelo Smith. He's filling in at the fullback spot in place of Tomaszewski. Takes it across the 45, down shy of midfield at around the 48-yard line.
You know, I think that's going to be a big loss at running back for the Mountaineers. We'll have to see how they cope with that.
Smith did come in, though, against Fitchburg and had some pretty positive contributions on his part because they need that 3-headed running attack to run their offense. So he's picking up the pace.
And here comes the 3-back set again. Higgins under center, the snap. A little bit of a juggle with Boyce as he turned the left corner off the handoff, but he will recover, take it across midfield, across the Leominster 45, down shy of the 40 at the Leominster 43-yard line, and it's a first down for the Mountaineers on a gain of 8.
Good job right there, shaking off tacklers. After a shaky handoff right there, that play had disaster written all over. It turned into a first down for the Mountaineers.
He was juggling that one for a minute.
And shook off 2 defensive tacklers as he was trying to gain the edge, which he did successfully. Nice little run right there.
And here come the Mountaineers to the line. First down and 10. The Blue Devil 43-yard line at left hash as they continue their march from right to left. Under center, it's Higgins. Higgins the snap. First back straight up the middle. It's Marrero. And Marrero finds a lot of daylight into the second level. Across the 35, the 30, and dragged down shy of the 25. At the 27-yard line, it's a first down Mountaineers on a gain of 17. 17.
Offensive line, good job there making a quick hole right over center and hit the line there. I tell you, quickness from Moraro. He was through that first 7 in the secondary before you could blink your eyes.
3 offensive plays for the Mountaineers and 2 first downs already. They slicing right through that defensive line of Leominster's defensive front.
Straight back, 3 back in the backfield. Man checks in motion. It's Boyce. Here's the snap. Little juggle again on the handoff. This time between the fullback Higgins, the quarterback, and the fullback Smith. Smith juggled the ball, got recovered, taken down just shy of the 25 at the 26-yard line. Give him a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 to go as we wind through the first 2 minutes of the football game. First offensive possession of the game for the Mountaineers as they continue their right to left march. We welcome those of you joining us on Leominster TV as well. Happy to have you along with us. Under center Higgins. Double wing set, fullback in the backfield. Snap, the rollout hard to the right. Looking downfield, Higgins gonna tuck it, keeping himself around right corner. Cross the 20-yard line and angled out of bounds around the 17 in the neighborhood of a first down.
It'll be very, very close.
And what do we got, Kate?
Oh, no, not that close.
Yeah, I was going to say, shorter than I thought. They stepped out of bounds at around the 19-yard line.
Down
Yeah, went down fast. Yeah, it
He
just
saw
did.
it coming.
Went down fast.
But what we've seen already, 4 running plays by the Mountaineers, 4 different ball carriers, and I think that's what the Blue Devils going to have to adjust to. Who's going to get the ball in any given play? And if, there are multiple choices out there, you got to stay home and guard your position.
And Coach knows it. He said it to us in the pregame, talking about all that having to follow the ball is, getting a little old, but it is the method for stopping this game. Here's the handoff to Moraro again, and Moraro finds room straight up the middle again off the left side of the formation. He's across the 15-10 and dragged down at around the 6-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Mountaineers on a gain of 13.
No deception right there. All about the quickness. Quick hitter right up the middle again for another positive 10-plus yards right there. Puts him in the shadow of the goal line.
Moraro already with 30 yards on 2 carries for the Mountaineers in this first offensive drive for Wachusett.
Nothing fancy about either one of those runs, too, straight up the middle.
To the line comes Higgins. 3 back straight line behind him. He's under center. Here's the snap. Smith straight up the middle. Mauled as he comes off the end. Nice job by the defense closing the gap there. Looked like Jack Philbin, the linebacker, found some room off left side of the formation. Made a nice wrap tackle.
And that's who it was, not hampered by that fake there. They're using Moraro for the fakes if they're not giving him the ball. And, you can't just focus on him. You got to focus on a guy, and that's the guy you got to be responsible for. Everybody can't chase who they assume the ball carrier is going to be.
No gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the Blue Devils' 6-yard line as the Mountaineer drive continues its march from right to left. Under center, the snap, now the give. It's Boyce. Found some room, hit and driven back, but pushed the ball forward across the 5 to the 3-yard line.
Gain of 3.
Trying to see who's leading the charge there. Looks like 33 again. Jack Philbin, Jackie Johnny on the spot right there. Reading the ball, reading the fake nicely, and meeting the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and goal to go. 3rd down and goal to go for the Mountaineers from the 3-yard line. Higgins comes in from the near sideline all the way into his huddle. Mountaineers wearing the home forest green tops and bottoms with the color rush look with the white helmets, triple stripe up the middle of the helmets, block varsity W on either side for Wachusett as well. Under center, here's the snap, the give. This time it's the right back turning the corner. It's Moraro. Moraro raced to the edge. He turns left corner into the end zone for the Mountaineer touchdown. Bill Thomas says Dan DeVerti 15
I think actually it's number 6, Todd. I was making a math. That was a math equation. But it was
Tom
number
Reiki.
6.
Appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
Wachusett.
Number 6 there on the carry. That's
Kate says 5. Bill
Thomas Reiki.
Yeah.
No. I might have it wrong. They're both out there.
Nonetheless,
both
it's
in the
6 for the
backfield.
Mountaineers. 7:28 to play in the first quarter. Here comes Eli Sulmazy, does the kicking. Higgins to hold. Kick will go into the wind from right to left here. High snap, fielded by Higgins, driven up and through the wind, but pulled wide. Point after, no good. Teams coming back up the field. 7:28 to play here in the first quarter. The score, it's Wachusett 6 and Leominster nothing. Good opportunity to meet that Leominster offense. It's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Make your plans happen at LCU. It starts with membership. Check them out on the web at leominstercu.com. At Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore, wide receiver.
Voshan Dixon, number 4, junior, running back.
Justice Tyler Reynolds, 26, senior, running back.
Ali Gillot, number 1, senior, wide receiver.
Liam Curtin, number 5, senior, wide receiver. Jack Philbin, 33, junior, tight end.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, tight end. Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, O-tackle.
Frank Apoku, number 60, senior, guard.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, center.
Micah Stinson, number 52, senior, offensive guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, right tackle.
And there's your starting lineup for the Leominster offense, brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Sulmazy on the right-to-left approach. Swings the right leg end over end, gets caught up in the wind, and making the return on the run with some room. It's J.V. Rodriguez from his own 25. Crossed the 30, stood up at the 35-yard line and driven down there. And that's where Leominster will have the football. First down and 10, their own 35-yard line, coming from left to right. Leominster wearing the road white tops, royal blue bottoms, trimmed in white, royal blue numerals front and back, the classic Leominster helmet with the single royal blue stripe up the middle, white grills. 125 for the team, the numerals right on the bridge of the helmets. And here comes Caden Constant in a two-back gun. Low snap, fielded, fake the give. It's a busted play, and down he goes, taken down in the backfield. Couldn't get it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go for a short loss. Second down and 11.
Excuse me, Justin Reynolds there, no running room. Lucky not to fumble that handoff. The defender right there at the point of contact.
And so it'll move Leominster back to their own 34, middle of the field. They look to the sideline. Pistol formation this time for Constant. Justice Reynolds behind him and a receiver in either direction. Here's the snap. Fake it one way, give it the other. And Reynolds, gang tackled in the backfield, loses a handful more. Back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Defense of the Mountaineers led by
3rd and 14, excuse me, Bill Thomas.
Jacob Nadeau there leading the charge for that short loss there. And just no running room there in the first two plays. Justice Reynolds just not being able to get going after the handoff.
Leominster now 3 receivers in the formation. 2 go wide to the right. Arlie Gillot one-on-one short to the left. Pistol set for Constant. Reynolds behind him. The snap. Play action fake. Hard roll to the right. Backside pursuit. Constant goes 3/4 arm throw. It is short of its intended target. Incomplete. And it looked like J.V. Silva was the intended receiver on the near sideline.
Yeah, I couldn't corral it. Tried to make a slide and catch here right in front of the Mountaineers bench. Fortunately, the ground got involved. Going to bring up 4th down.
And a lightning fast 3 and out for the Blue Devils. 6-0 the Mountaineer lead at this point in time, and they're already on to punt. And here's probably my biggest surprise of the early going. Santi Rodriguez continues in punt formation. He stands back at his own 17-yard line after struggling to change field position on 4th down last week. Good snap to Rodriguez. Pursuit almost blocked. They got the punt away with a little help from the wind. It will hop around the Mountaineer 43, take a Blue Devil bounce across the 40, and be touched down at the Mountaineer 35-yard line. So Rodriguez under duress, able to change field position on that one.
Yeah, good little 35-yard net there with the bounce and the wind. We'll take that.
No question about it. And here comes that Mountaineer offense. Once again, 1st down and 10, their own 35 at left hash.
I think, it's going to be key right here. If Mountaineers can come down, and use that ground game like they did in that first possession, it's going to make for a long afternoon for the Blue Devils.
Indeed it will. We'll have a check of our time and temperature coming up on this drive. Under center, here goes Higgins. 3-back set and the snap. Marrero is the left back. He got hit as he got the handoff, and the rest of the Leominster defense will stand him up at the end of the play. Anthony Tossi was the last man on him and almost threw him down at the end of the play. Got to be careful playing to the whistle here, Bill Thomas. They already gave up 15 yards early in the drive with sideline warnings. Don't want to deal with that any longer.
And I was thinking the same thing, Todd. You hear the whistle, you got to let him go. You don't want to start getting overly aggressive here and cost yourself some unnecessary yardage on a positive defensive play like that.
Absolutely.
Play smart.
No gain is the official ruling on the play. 2nd down, 10 to go, their own 35-yard line. Step inside of the left hash for the Mountaineers. Higgins will split his backs out of the backfield now. It sets 4 receivers in the formation. Smith, the single back in the backfield. He's out of a gun. Here's the snap. Looks like a busted play. He kept it himself. He's hit and down he goes. Caleb Naccioni in there. He's in place of Miles Bowers, in that line for the Blue Devils defense, coming off the defensive end, and Naccione's got himself on the score sheet with a tackle in the backfield.
Good job right there. It looked like they were looking for a little wide receiver screen that wasn't there, and quarterback Higgins had no choice but to try to get something out of it, which he didn't.
Clock continues to wind down around 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 6-0, the Mountaineer lead. Third down and 11, their own 34 coming right to left. Here's the snap for Higgins. Play action fake. Hard roll to the right. Try to keep it alive. He'll turn the corner, tuck it himself. Turns around across the 35, go 40, and a great run as he gashed his way across the 45 and out of bounds for another Mountaineer first down.
What a phenomenal amount of awareness that Higgins has, knowing exactly the yard to gain for first down. He makes that stutter step and juke, and he's able to allow the defender to blow by him so that he can get that last yard so that he gets the first down.
I'll tell you, a lot of Blue Devil traffic over there, and I'm surprised that he was able to gain 5 yards on that, never mind the 12-plus that he needed for that first down.
Now, surprised, I think, across the board that he found enough space to maintain that sideline. But it's a 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. They're on 46. Here's a snap. Give it looked like Smith. Straight forward into the pack. Swallowed up shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Goes for a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Good job there, though, by the middle of the defense for the Blue Devils. You know, they got burned a couple times on that first drive, and I'm sure they're aware of that. They got to close up that middle and let the edge defenders do their job, but you can't let them bust those big plays up the middle.
2nd down, 7 to go. Just a shade in front of their own 48 for the Mountaineers. 3 back, straight line set up behind Higgins. Here's the snap. Fake, now the give. Finds Boyes. Boyes coming from right to left, turns left corner, crossing midfield. Open field tackle for Naccione, who takes him down after a gain of 8. Crossing midfield to the Blue Devil 46-yard line.
Good job by Liam Curtin there to turn him back inside, too, and allow the rest of the defense to come up, playing that right corner. Kept them from gaining that outside edge, turned them back into the defense.
Just under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter of action. Mountaineers with a 6-0 lead, and they've controlled the ball for the majority of this first quarter on the ground.
First offensive drive for them was 4 minutes and 30 seconds long. Leominster's one offensive drive only took 1 minute off the clock.
Under center, here's Higgins. The snap, first man straight into the A gap. Hit immediately and driven down. Looked like Boyes. It looked like 12 to me as he got hit and taken down on the play.
It was. Yep. That's going to be a first down.
A lot of Blue Devil defenders there, but short yardage situation, and
the officials want to take a look at this one. Bill Goslin's looking toward the sideline, and now he says, no, that's a first down.
It's a half a yard.
Yeah, I was going to say at least a half a yard.
If you trust the field, move the chains.
That's right. Across the 45 to almost the 43-yard line of the Mountaineers. The Blue Devils, excuse me, for a first down.
Back in the hand lining days, you might want to bring the chains out there. Not these days. Trust the lines.
First down and 10 to go for the Mountaineers at the Blue Devil 43 at left hash. Double wing set, single back full. In the backfield is Smith. Receiver wide to the right. Snap for Higgins. Boots and rolls out to the right. He's going to tuck and run with pursuit. Jack Philbin missed him. There was another wrap tackle and taken down back across the 45. Might have been a short loss on the play to no gain at best case for Higgins.
You know, we talked about some call-ups there, and I see 42 on the field. And excuse me, but this is a new name.
Mackay Newton.
Mackay Newton, a freshman, according to my calculations. And Coach Gates talked about maybe some of them call-ups can make an impact. Gets himself on the stat sheet, a nice follow-up tackle there on the pursuit on the edge, and got himself a recorded tackle. Good
Last
job.
minute 20 of the first quarter, 6-0 the Mountaineer lead. They've got 2nd down and 11 at the Blue Devil 44 at right hash. 3-back set for Higgins. Under center the snap. Put it in the hands this time. Looks like, 3 on the carry. Bill Thomas is Jake Larson. He moves laterally across the 45, then fell back across it to the 46. Loses 2, maybe 3 on the play. 3rd down and long.
And number 3 defensively, even Durkin met him right at the line for a loss there on the play. Good job on the defensive end by Durkin.
Blue Devils doing a nice job on that peripheral, setting that outside edge, and right now Wachusett kind of struggling on that outside edge. The A and B gap they've been catching on that seam, but Blue Devils defense doing a nice job.
Final 30 seconds of quarter number 1. Third down and long for the Mountaineers. Shotgun set for Higgins. Snap. He got flushed by Kyle Philbin. Out to his right. Throws a dart. Pass is complete across the 35 and just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll give him the 30-yard line. It looked like 6 on the catch. Bill Thomas, Tom Reiki with the catch.
That's who was out there.
First and 10, Mountaineers.
And it is a 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. They convert in the waning 15 or so seconds here of the first quarter in a 6-0 Mountaineer lead.
And one of those big plays that Coach Gates talked about, that, you know, half a dozen big plays could make a difference in the game, and moving the chains right there could be counted as one of them.
10th play of this second offensive drive for Wachusett coming up.
And that's the end of the first quarter of play.
I don't know.
Looks like
we're going to get another play here. Let's
3 zeros on the clock. And the offenses are at the line. Back judge coming in. There's a flag out on the play. Chaos, to say the least, out on the field. But the clock has shown triple zeros for a significant amount of time. The officials down on the field, I don't know, ever found that out.
No,
back judge is coming in. They've signaled procedure against the Mountaineers.
They can't see the clock.
Yeah, they can't see the clock any better than we can.
We have the clock operator up here.
And thank that clock operator, by the way, yelling out the times, because otherwise I can't read them from the board from where we are.
They still haven't stopped the quarter. They've assessed a penalty against Wachusett.
Somebody
for
should
the
yell
false
to
start.
the coaches. This is the end of the quarter. Somebody got to yell down there. Yell it.
There are bulbs missing.
Which is and then the sun is shining on the scoreboard here at Hal Lane. And Coach Mike Dobzinski is talking to the near wing official as they try to figure out whether the yard line's going to change, the quarter's going to change. There's a lot of issues going on with the confusion.
Confusion reigns.
While that confusion happens, we know it's the end of the quarter, so we're going to take our break. 6-0 the Mountaineers over the Blue Devils through the end of one. You're listening to Leominster Football on the K-Zone.
6-0. Wachusett.
Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. You'll get to continue to hear the confusion. Bill Thomas, it was an interesting first quarter of play, to say the least. For our friends joining us on Leominster TV, they got to take a look at it. Bradley Bedard on the roof, bringing them the beautiful pictures this afternoon. If they're able to check it out on their ride home today, or perhaps they're just getting home, getting ready for a little supper out there as well. But interesting first quarter. Mountaineers, pretty much their best defense was keeping their offense on the field.
Yeah, I mean, talk about limiting possessions and not giving the Blue Devils much opportunity. That's what a good offense will do. And the Blue Devils got to find a way to get their offense back on the field, one way or the other. You threw a turnover, through a stop here. We've seen a couple of third down conversions by the Mountaineers. Blue Devils got to find a way to turn that into fourth down.
Indeed, they do. And now the conversation, it looks like Bill Goslin and his crew still trying to sort out the clock situation. I think they've got a plan now, and so Bill Goslin's running over to the far side of the field to alert Coach Devin Gates.
And they got...
Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden on the K-Zone. Alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins for WPKZ, and happy to have you along with us. It was indeed the end of the quarter. The teams have changed ends. Mountaineers are now going to go left to right for this second quarter of action. And while the officials sort out the time and we try to get the play sorted out, Kate, this is a good time for Leominster Credit Union to bring us those starters on the Leominster defensive side of the ball.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, D-tackle.
Mike Simpson, number 52, senior, nose guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, defensive end.
My name is Caleb Nachioni, number 67. I'm a defensive tackle.
Nico Martinez, number 44. I'm a sophomore and I play linebacker.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior, inside backer.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, middle linebacker.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, linebacker.
Arlie Gillott, number 1, senior, DB.
Liam Curtin, number 5, senior, strong safety.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore, outside linebacker.
John Victor Silva, number 9, senior, linebacker.
And those are the starters brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. For Leominster's defense at Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody. First down carry after they gave the yardage back for the play that never happened was a carry by Angelo Smith for no gain on the play. So second down and 10 to go for the Mountaineers from the Blue Devil 30-yard line at right hash, going left to right. Higgins will shift the backs out of the backfield. 4 receivers split, 2 short side, 2 on the wide side. Smith the lone back in the backfield. backfield, and Higgins will ask for the ball. He'll look left underneath, pass complete in the hands of Caleb Marrero. Marrero with room across the 25, the 20, and taken down around the 18-yard line for another Mountaineer first down and 10.
Mountaineers finding a way to do it both ways, on the ground and surprisingly through the air, and 2 completions, 2 first downs. Good job by the Mountaineers, mixing it up a little bit, trying to keep the defense honest on the Blue Devil side.
10:50 to play here in the second quarter. 6-0 the Mountaineer lead right now as they continue to march toward the Blue Devil goal line once again. Here's a 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. Blue Devil 18-yard line, middle of the field. Higgins with the double wing set with the snap. Give it to Smith. Smith straight up the middle. Met at the line, spun off the play and down. Gains about a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Good job by the defense there, jamming up the middle. But Mountaineers continue to mix it up nicely, and it's going to be tough for the Blue Devils here to keep keen on who's going to have the ball, especially the way the Mountaineers are running their offensive running backs in and off the field, keeping them fresh.
Ten minutes to play here in the second quarter. Higgins under center on 2nd down and 9. Snap, 2 fakes, hard roll to his right. Waiting for Smith to go out downfield. Now he's going to tuck it himself. Liam Curtin squares up and makes the hit, crossing the 15-yard line. Down around the 14, whistles kill the play. Looks like there's a flag out on the play. It was thrown right around the 15-yard line by the umpire, Dave Douglas, in the area of offensive holding.
Got to say, been a fairly clean game up to this point, and it's something on the defense here. Defensive holding, personal foul.
And it looks like a personal foul assessed against Leominster. The flag actually came in from the back judge. He made a great throw from his position, 15 yards off the ball.
It's going to be half the distance to the goal line, but and it's going to result in the first down too.
Yeah,
beyond the marker.
The yardage will move across the yard marker, across the 10 to the 7-yard line. So 1st and goal on the penalty enforcement. Here comes Higgins under center. Double wing set, snap, give it to Smith. Gap opened up. He got tripped up heading toward the goal line, fell shy of the target right around the 2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the Blue Devil 2 for the Mountaineers.
Forward momentum there gets Smith some good positive yardage, and Mountaineers just continue to pound the ball inside with pretty good success.
15th play of this offensive drive coming up for the Mountaineers. They are chewing up so much clock.
And seemingly they've had the football for the entirety of this football game. Under center, Higgins, the snap, give it to Smith, pounds it into the A-gap, wing officials converging, signal is Mountaineer touchdown.
Touchdown.
Give it to the big boy, let him pound it up the middle.
Indeed, and make it 12-0 Mountaineers, 8:47 to play here in the second quarter.
With the 2-yard run into the end zone.
Pending the point after coming up here, Solmazy will try that point after. And right now, if you're Leominster in general, given that your defense is allowing them to continue to matriculate the ball down the field, run time off the clock, and is not able to get the Mountaineers off the field, you can imagine the offense is going to have to keep pace here. They need to score.
And the Blue Devils defense, a lot of those kids going both ways. It's going to hurt them on offense the more times they have to spend on defense.
Good snap. Whistles kill the play. For the moment, Solmazy's kick is up and good. The signal is encroachment against Leominster. Coach Mike Dobzinski wants to take the point after, but remember, it kills the play. So that, unfortunately, they will have to take the enforcement. That's one of those new Federation rules. You can't take the point after. The point after comes down off the board because the encroachment killed the progress of the play.
And we saw a similar situation last week in Neshoba where they kicked a successful extra point, but a defensive penalty nullified it. Neshoba was able to be successful on the second try.
12-0 the Mountaineer lead. They enforce the half the distance penalty. They'll try the point after again. Remember, Higgins, the starting quarterback, is the holder as well for Solmazy. Good snap, got it down. Solmazy drives the ball up and through. Team's coming back up the field. 8:47 to play in the second quarter. The score, Wachusett 13 and Leominster nothing. A break and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster Football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV in a fast-moving first half of action, to say the least. Haven't had a lot of opportunity to talk to you since the quarter break. We want to thank all of our great underwriters of Leominster football here on Leominster TV, Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, the Il Camino Restaurant, and MP Crowley Company Incorporated. We thank you so much for supporting LTV's action sports and making this great programming possible here on Leominster TV. Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden here on the K-Zone. 8:47 to play in quarter two. Wachusett with a 13-0 lead over Leominster. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left, and it is blown down off the tee.
Billy, how much clock do you think Watchusett was able to take off on that offensive drive? Mind you, it was a 15-play drive.
Well, let me do some math.
Started in the first quarter as well.
And then let's take 7 plus, no, I would say about 10 minutes.
9 minutes.
9
minutes, 15 plays covering 65 yards.
What did the Blue Devils have the ball for? 1 minute in that first
They've had
quarter?
1 minute.
Yeah, that's where I was doing my math from.
Solmazy on the approach with the hard drive left to right with the wind over the head of J.V. Rodriguez and through the end zone for the touchback. That ball will come back out to the 20-yard line for Leominster. They'll have the football. 1st and 10, their own 20, coming right to left.
You know, the Blue Devils got to find a way to get some first downs here. They got to regroup on defense, and you can't do it when you're on the field, you know, trying to defend plays. You got to game plan over there and come up with something to counterattack what the Mountaineers are doing, whether it's, you know, throwing some pass rush, filling the gaps, but Blue Devils got to find a way to stay on the field offensively here.
For those of you that are joining us on the K-Zone, we do apologize for the technical difficulties. The WPKZstream.com continues. Our over-the-air signal appears to be down at this moment. Technicians and engineers on their way to the tower working out that situation. You can join us over on Leominster TV on Comcast, Verizon, or Facebook Live as well to get the live play-by-play of this one. As Leominster has the ball, 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Liam Curtin gets the end-around carry. He turns right corner, maybe a short loss on the play. They'll give him no gain. 2nd down and 10 at the Blue Devil 20, coming right to left.
You know, Todd, you talked to Coach Gates about trying out some different running backs, you know, tailbacks and fullbacks, and did he come out, give you any indication of where he might look for some success, or is it just going to be mix and match and hope somebody can break something?
I think they're hoping for the best. Here's the snap from Constant, and Constant finds some room with a handoff to Voshan Dixon, who gets his first touch of the football game, winding down toward 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. That's not good.
No, and you know, he's been playing hurt too since game 2 and part of the walking wounded.
Gain of 6 on the play, 3rd down and 4. Bobbled snap. Leominster may have got back down on a Caden Constant. Fell on the football. He was able to read what was going on in the play, and he fell down on top of it.
I think it was handled by the running back and bounced right back into his hands. I don't know if it ever hit the ground, but
they did not hit the ground, but there was quite a bit of juggling going on. Yet another 3 and out for the Blue Devils offense, so they have not been able to get anything going. And right now, Watchusett just holds the ball.
Plus, they're punting into the wind here.
Yeah, field position has been a problem.
And we'll see what Santee Rodriguez can do standing at his own 10-yard line on 4th down and 8. Good snap. Got it away under duress, but it was well short of its intended distance and picked up on the run here. Here comes Reiki with some room out to the left. Takes it across the Blue Devil 30 and out of bounds, shy of the 25-yard line. Fantastic field position for the Mountaineers as Leominster continues to struggle on 4th down.
And field position's getting a lot worse. You know, once again, the short hanging fruit, best starting field position for the Mountaineers. And you talk about a short field, I don't think time of possession is going to be a factor here.
Right now, 2 minutes for the Blue Devils in their 2 offensive drives. That's 2 minutes
plays.
total.
2 minutes and 6 plays. That is correct.
It.
Yeah.
Right now, Wachusett has 15 plays in their last drive and 9 in the one before that. In a very short field.
Here's the handoff once again. This time it's Larson with some room into the hole off the right side of the formation. Plows for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Looks like right about the 27-yard line, middle of the field.
Mountaineers continue to get their plethora of running back stats. You know, probably 5 or 6 different ball carriers so far in the game for the Mountaineers, including the quarterback. Not afraid. You know, Higgins isn't afraid to call his own number, a busted pass play, and he takes off.
Second down and 7 to go. Higgins up under center. 2 fakes to both backs. Rolls out, plants his foot, launches downfield. Flags are out on the play. The pass for the moment is long and incomplete. Dion Osei-Sarapong was the intended receiver downfield. The flags are down at the 9-yard line.
His
Looks
pass
like a
interference.
little defensive holding, I think, before the ball was in the air. I'll have to see how they mark this off.
Conversation ensues. Holding is signaled against Leominster. And they will enforce it from the previous spot of the football.
Leominster right now with 3 penalties in this game, totaling 33 yards. Wachusett with none.
That's going to result in an automatic first down because it moves the line of scrimmage beyond the first down marker. Nothing's automatic now. It all depends where the ball is spotted and where it ends up. So,
but right now, Leominster finding itself in a bit of quicksand, short field, and they're giving up penalties. Not good.
6:15 to play second quarter. 13-0 Wachusett the lead. The give is for Marrero. Marrero forward off the left side of the formation, crossing the 15-yard line to about the 13. Give him a gain of 2, 3, maybe 4 on the play. Second down and 6.
Met head on there by the front 3, front 4 of the Blue Devils. Looks like led that time by 52, Mecca Stinson.
6 minutes remaining in the first half.
No particular rush here. If you're the Mountaineers, you've been able to move the ball at will. You've possessed the ball for the majority of the game, and you're in fantastic field position to strike for more points.
And right now, if things keep up, Leominster is on pace to only have 4 or 5 offensive possessions in the entire game.
And they've failed to get a first down yet. Here's the snap out of the gun. Give is to the motion man. It was Marrero. Marrero turns the right corner. Good form tackle, but Marrero kept the legs moving. He crossed the 10-yard line, taken down around the 8. It will bring up a third down and about a yard to go for the Mountaineers.
Good job by Jacob Nadeau to come in on the backside there and just help move that pile, get Marrero another 3 or 4 yards after contact.
Checking the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg. There's lots of pros and cons in the flooring business, and these are the pros online at acmecarpet1.com. 54 degrees and 4:35 on a Friday, October the 4th, week 4 of action here on the K-Zone and Leominster TV. Happy to have you along with us. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins for the K-Zone and Leominster TV. Here's the snap on 3rd and a yard. The give was for Smith. Smith with lots of room up the middle of the field, across the 5 to about the 4-yard line, and it will be a first down and goal to go for the Mountaineers as they continue to steamroll the Blue Devils here in the first half.
Not only steamroll, but they found a way to turn this drive into a 3 first down possession and eat more clock. Just things not going well for the Blue Devils this afternoon.
Higgins will go into his huddle, looking to peel some more time off the board as we wind down toward 4 minutes to play here in the first half, and the Mountaineers building or looking to build on their 13-0 lead. Motion man Marrero. Give it to Smith on 1st and goal. Right up the middle of the field he goes. He's taken down shy of the goal line, but he gained 4 out of the 5 he needed to make it to the end zone. So make it 2nd and goal to go from the 1-yard line.
Once again, Micah Smith from his nose tackle position around the ankles, helping to pull Smith down short of the goal line. About the 1-yard line, I think, is where we're at.
Indeed. Right now, Smith only with 24 yards rushing so far, but on 10 carries. And he's been doing a nice job in that, 2nd or 3rd and short to be able to get additional first downs for Wachusett. And he's been the person for Leominster who just keeps those drives going, and Leominster can't really stop him. He's only averaging 3 yards a carry, but it's a very important 3.
Higgins under center sends boys in motion. He snaps. He follows his center low to the goal line, and he is... There was an initial signal, and then they kind of chicken-winged it and took it down, and now the officials are going with the touchdown. So, yes, the signal is a Mountaineer touchdown.
The official the farthest away had the signal, and the rest of them just kind of nodded their head.
Yeah, I was going to say, the line official on the near sideline is who I was really looking to throw a final signal up, because the ball carrier was to his side of the line, and he never did put his hands up. But nonetheless, it's 19-0 Mountaineers, 3:14 to play in the second quarter, and Solmazy kicking with the win to try the point after.
How much left in the quarter?
3:14.
3:14. I can't
Snap,
read it at all.
ball down, kick is up and onto the hill, and the point after is good. Teams coming back up the field. 3:14 to play here in the second quarter. The score, Wachusett 20 and Leominster nothing. You're listening to Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus Tennis coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. It has been a fast-moving first quarter, and right now Leominster, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, as Mike Tyson said. And right now they've taken 2 or 3 on the chin for the entire first half.
Yeah, just talk about lack of momentum, but no chance to gain any momentum. 2 possessions, 6 plays, not counting the 2 punts. It's just been a Mountaineer domination here in the first half.
Back to Hal Lane Field in Holden here on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us on your ride home on this Friday, October the 4th. Told we're back up over the air on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, so we thank you so much for bearing with us through those technical difficulties. Lots of different ways to participate. Kickoff goes from left to right. It was bobbled right around the 16-yard line by Justice Reynolds. He was able to recover and find the handle, got ahead of steam across the 20-25, and made it out to the Blue Devil 30-yard line. Perhaps a sign of good news, maybe a turn of momentum, as Leominster was able to find the fork and keep possession of the football.
What the Blue Devils got to do is find a way to a couple of first downs here and at least possess the ball here through the end of the first half and have something positive to build on going into halftime. But things have not gone well here this afternoon for the Blue Devils offensively.
A first down and 10 to go, and a flag is out, and it's a sideline warning against the Mountaineers for being too close to the white sideline.
I know we've been, fairly adamant about things not going very well for the Leominster offense, but the numbers do bear it out. Bill Thomas, right now, Leominster with a net of -2 yards on offense and 2 minutes time of possession.
First and 10 from their own 30. Good snap to Constant. Play action. Rolls out. Constant's improvising. Cross the 30. He's taken down hard into the sideline. Nice tackle made there by Jake Nadeau, who followed him, the linebacker, into the sideline.
But I think Nadeau did a smart thing there. He threw him over the sideline, but he let go of him instead of riding into the ground. And, that's that kind of play. It could charge a team up if you get a 15-yard personal foul. But good job by Nadeau there. Make a good solid tackle, just throwing him to the ground and not riding him.
Constant was able to gain 2 on the improvised play, so 2nd and 8 from their own 32 at left hash. Good shotgun snap. Constant immediately being flushed out of the pocket, and down he goes. There's nowhere for him to go. The line not giving him any time. This Mountaineer defense is literally in the Blue Devil huddle.
Yeah, Doug Kane from his defensive end position in the backfield very quickly. For the Mountaineers, along with Sal Landau, just nowhere for Constant to go there on that rollout.
20-0, Wachusett's lead as we wind down toward 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. 3rd down and long. Good shotgun snap for Constant. Got hit as he threw. Ball hanging up in the wind, and a flag is out. For the moment, it is an interception for the Mountaineers. They got back. The ball hung. They made the catch, but there is a flag down, and they've now moved it to about the 44-yard line of the Mountaineers.
That flag came out before the interception. I think this one is coming back for the Blue Devils.
Pass interference against the Mountaineers, and Leominster, benefit of a flag here, is going to get the 15-yard penalty. It should result in a first down by yardage, and Leominster's drive continues, and they've got their first down. It comes on a flag today.
Well, they're quick to move the chains here before they set the ball down. That didn't take long. Lost the line of scrimmage.
Trying to get the blood flowing there, Billy. Trying to keep the blood pumping.
So Leominster will move the football to their own, on the pass interference penalty, their own 44-yard line, right dead center of the field.
First down of the game for the Blue Devils, too, and it comes by way of penalty.
Constant in the gun with 3 receivers in the formation. The snap, give it to Voshan Dixon. He's hit immediately and spun down on the play. Couple of lost yards on the play, and right now, that defensive front for the Mountaineers, you got to give them credit. Got 6 guys up front. They're playing some rotations. You got Johnson, Lando, McKee, Champagne, Quinn Livin, Kane, and a host of others. They're just into the backfield at the snap of the football.
Yeah, they're not slowing down at all, and they're not respecting anything, especially in the pass play. Call it defensive run blitz, but they're filling every gap.
And here's Constant on 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Snaps one out to the right. It's high and incomplete. His intended receiver was J.V. Silva. Good coverage there downfield by Caleb Marrero. Kate.
Billy, one of the things that you talked about, Leominster's been doing a good job in weeks 1 through 3 establishing a run game, but their pass game has been fairly anemic. And so if you're Wachusett's defense, I'm daring them to pass. Go ahead and do it. I'm going to rush the passer every time and get into the backfield because you have not been able to establish a consistent passing game. So go ahead and pass. Try it.
I agree.
3rd and 11. Constant back to pass, swings out the screen. This time it was out of the backfield for Dixon, and Dixon is hit, taken down, back across the 40 to the 39-yard line, and the Mountaineers will grab a timeout with a shade over 90 seconds to play here in the first half, and a 20-0 lead, and Coach Mike Dubzinski sees an opportunity for a dagger in the first half, looking to maybe put another score on the board, be up around 27-0 at halftime, and perhaps this will all be academic in the second half.
Yeah, and, get a chance to get some of his other kids in. But, not wasting any time here. Calling timeout, using every available second here in the first half, and forcing the Blue Devils to punt into the wind again.
Our hardworking player spotlight, it's brought to you by High Country Workwear in Leominster, the store that works for you. You want personalized touches? High Country Workwear offers custom embroidery on your work gear, from chef coats to rain gear and more. High Country Workwear, 155 Hamilton Street in Leominster, online at highcountryworkwear.com. Hardworking player spotlight, you've got to give credit to this Mountaineer offense for keeping the ball and just driving it down at Leominster, downfield, literally driving it downfield.
And there's no rest there. The way Higgins been distributing the ball, and Marrero and Smith carrying the load, and the running back, just everything's positive these days.
On 4th down and long, Santi Rodriguez gets the punt off. It's low line drive. It will roll across the 45. It'll be touchdown at the Mountaineer 41-yard line. That ball barely cleared the top of the players' heads, but he was able to get the punt away as the Blue Devils' struggles continue.
Quite the breeze he's punting into. I think that's about the only way he's going to get positive yards. We've seen punters pop the ball up and the ball blow back at him. So maybe there's something to be said for Rodriguez's style of punting today.
1st down and 10 to go from the 41-yard line of the Mountaineers, middle of the field, coming left to right. Higgins calling signals. Shifts some backs out of the backfield now. Good snap, back to pass, sets on 3 steps, throws, low dart pass complete for Boys out of the backfield. It's Luke Maypother at quarterback. It was a quarterback change. It was 10, not 1 back there, and Coach Dubzinski had indicated you might see Maypother in the game at some point in time on passing downs, and there he was on this drive. Throws a little dart complete to Boys, moves the chains 3 yards, and it's 2nd down and 7 to go.
This kind of lead, you want to start mix and matches your players and give them some in-game experience. It's a great time to do it for the Mountaineers.
Under a minute to play. Hard 7-step drop. Maypother rolls out and throws. Pass complete to the wide receiver, Kane. Kane stood up right around its farthest progress at the Mountaineer 47. It'll go for a gain of 2, maybe 3. 2nd down and 4. And the Mountaineers will grab a timeout, their second of the first half. 48 seconds to play here in the second quarter, and the Mountaineers with a 20-0 lead as Coach Dubzinski continues to methodically work the last waning seconds here of the first half. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, brought to you by Hometown Bank, Fraticelli Oil Company, Daewoo North Superstore, ROI Office Furniture and Systems, Fidelity Bank, Clear Path for Veterans New England by Northeast Insurance, and Leominster Monument Company. We thank you so much for your support of Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Coming up at the half, we'll recap first half stats. They're going to be ugly if you're wearing blue and white. If you're wearing green with pops of white, things are coming up roses for you if you're a Mountaineer. So we'll have those stats for you. Coming up at the half, we'll have the scores that we can grab around the region, as well as the other games that will kick off later on this evening as well. We'll have our player of the first half, and just a little bonus for you, our mid-game adjustments as well coming up at the half. On 3rd down and 3 to go, give it to Smith. Smith with some room, finds it across midfield, across the Blue Devil 45 to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 7 for the fullback, Angelo Smith, and it's a 1st down.
And he finds a way to get himself out of bounds, save some clock.
And another 1st down for Wachusett.
40 seconds.
Final 40 seconds of the first half, as we're told over the public address system here.
I have to tell you, the scoreboard's challenging when it comes to the time on the clock. A couple of light bulbs in the sun just can't figure out the real numbers up there.
In the process of a renovation here at Hal Lane Field, brand new turf down this year, perhaps a new scoreboard coming down the road. On 1st down, back to pass, Maypother launches long down the numbers of the right side, and it's long of as the intended target, Doug Kane, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Eamon Durkin for the Blue Devils.
Nice strong pass with the aid of the wind there, but a little too strong, about 5 yards over the receiver's head.
Final 34 seconds of the first half, 20-0. The Mountaineers lead. Luke Maypother in at quarterback. A change coming on this drive as Coach Mike Dubzinski would like to see a strike for points before halftime and build this lead a little bit more.
Nice to have that luxury.
Indeed. Second down and 10 to go. Maypother back to pass, looks out to his right, pass thrown complete for Doug Kane, and Kane out of bounds, shy of the 35 and around the 37-yard line. Gains a chunk, looks like 7. It'll be third down and 3 to 4 to go on this one, and about 28 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
Good job by Maypother there, focusing on Kane. Kane doing a little square out here on the sideline. Kane's a big boy. He's a good-sized target to be throwing the ball to.
Indeed he is. Shotgun set here for Maypother. 4 receivers in the formation. Back to pass. Looks again. Same pass. Complete once again to Doug Kane. Into the boundary and out of bounds. Shy of the 30 at around the 33-yard line, Kate.
Needed 4. Gained 5. Move the sticks.
And he stopped the clock.
5 seconds remain. 25 seconds.
And the final 25 seconds of this first half. 20-0. Wachusett's lead over Leominster right now, looking to build. So Maisie's going to have the wind at his back if they try to bring him out for a field goal in the waning seconds. Coach Mike Dubzinski has one more timeout for the Mountaineers before halftime. On first down, back to pass Maypother. Got pushed from his left. He's rolling out, keeping the play alive, running away from the Blue Devil defense and continuing to make yards across the 25 and shy of the 20-yard line, taken down. And Mike Dubzinski running out on the field to get the last timeout in the final 13 seconds of this half.
You talk about being chased by the cavalry. How Maypother got around that corner and then created space and distance there to gain the sideline. Just a great individual play by Luke.
And gains 11 on the play.
On a completely busted play.
It looked like he was going to be tackled in midfield. You know, in all honesty, somehow he found a little burst there and pulled away from about 4 or 5 Blue Devil defenders. And you talk about turning lemons into lemonade right there, all on his own.
Yeah, and the Mountaineers have had a lemonade stand open in this first half of action. It has been no question about it. They have had plenty of lemonade out of whatever lemons were sent their way. 13 seconds to play here, 20-0. Wachusett's lead over Leominster, and looking to add to it in the waning 13 seconds here. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 22-yard line at left hash. Coach Dubzinski meeting with the offense on the field. They'll send them back out. Looks like they are going to run at least one more play. You got a chance for maybe an incompletion before you try the field goal. If you complete the pass in the middle of the field, you've got to find a way to get to a sideline in that waning 13 seconds, or you will not get a chance.
I wouldn't even go to a check down to the middle of the field. That would not be on my check.
Agreed.
It would be sidelines or bust.
We'll see what Luke Maypother can come up with here. Double wing set. He's under center. Maypother back on 3 steps. Floats, looking for the end zone. Kane beat Durkin downfield, but it's long and incomplete.
He's been his favorite receiver. You had to feel that was going to be his go-to guy here, and it was going to be something either only he could catch or going to fall incomplete.
Now, Billy, obviously Higgins is a starting quarterback. He's 2 of 3 so far in his aerial attack, but Maypother coming in here in the waning moments of the second quarter, he's already 4 of 6, 18 yards passing. He's averaging 4.5 yards per pass. He's completed 67% of his passing attempts.
He's doing a great job, and he's got him in position here for a field goal, and I believe
here comes that field goal attempt with 9 seconds to play here in this first half. So Maisie to kick. Higgins is back on the field. He does the holding. The direction will be left to right from left hash toward the end zone. So Maisie awaits the snap, and Higgins hold. Good snap. Higgins gets it down. So Maisie drives it. It's got plenty of leg. Is it inside? Yes, it is. Up on the hill. Field goal good for Eli Silmazy. 39 yards and good. 23-0. And that is halftime here from Hal Lane Field in Holden. 23-0. The Mountaineers put the flourish on an unanswered 23 points in the first half of action. Eli Silmazy with the 39-yard field goal. What a kick.
What a way to end the half of the Mountaineers. You know, that had a few extra yards there, too. Of course, it was wind-aided, but the wind doesn't help accuracy. It was right down the middle. Just a great first half on the Mountaineers side of things.
And the teams are coming back out onto the field, but there's triple zeros showing on the board, and the clock is
Nobody
official.
has any idea.
Nobody's looking at the
Nobody
clock.
really does have a clue, other than those of us up here at Press Row, how much time is or is not left on the clock right now.
Clock operator announced halftime up here. Apparently, they're going to play 2 seconds. They're going to let them kick the ball.
They're saying 2 seconds left down on the field. So they're going to let them play out. Leominster will get a chance to receive the kickoff. So they'll mark it off. Sulmazy. It would be unfortunate in this waning couple of seconds if somebody was to unfortunately get injured in a 2 seconds that may or may not really exist. Here's Sulmazy on the approach from the left 40. Sends it up the middle of the field, squibbed. It's fallen on at the 31-yard line, and that will be halftime. Halftime here at Hal Lane Field now official. Wachusett 23, Leominster nothing. A whole lot of things not going well for the blue and white. Chance to go to halftime and make some mid-game adjustments. You stay with us. We'll take you all the way home on this one. Halftime show next. Watchusett 23 and Leominster nothing. A break and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster Football on the K-Zone.
And then stay tuned at the end of the third for tonight's winner.
The 2 seconds because the play was immediately down on the field. So now they've had to call Watchusett back from their corner of the locker room, and Leominster looks like they're going to run a first down play from their own 37-yard line. Bill Thomas, I've never seen anything like this.
Wachusett only has 10 defenders. Now they're running. And they're
2 more on the field. That would be 12.
They're going to have 12,
Putting
I think.
bodies.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
And Coach Dubzinski, there's the flag.
There's the flag.
Talk about chaos erupting here for 2 seconds.
Talk about, just... And Coach Mike Dubzinski is bent over here on the near sideline. I don't blame him. I mean, players don't know what package they're in. Another player running out, that would have been 13. I mean, it's not the fault of the Mountaineers.
No.
This is clearly just completely disjointed situation. I go all the way back to the first flag that opened the game, a sideline warning flag, followed then by a sideline penalty. As the play ensues, here's a first down handoff for Dixon. Dixon will carry the ball across midfield. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, and I believe we're now at halftime for the third time here. I've never seen anything like this.
The Mountaineers finished out with 9 players on the field.
I mean, just Coach Mike Dubzinski completely disgusted. He spiked his hat, and I don't blame him because, players are being put at risk in a situation where it's totally unnecessary on both sides of the ball.
Total chaos.
I've never seen anything devolve quite like that. And I go back again to the flag that opened the game. Started with a sideline warning before the ball was even thrown. Okay, on first down. Follow that up with a 15-yard whistled flag out for another sideline unsportsmanlike conduct. And things have kind of looked like that since the beginning of the game. It's kind of set the tone there. Yeah. And the game seemingly, because of the way, of course, the Mountaineers have possessed the ball and steamrolled Leominster through this first half, it's just been an incredibly disjointed first half of action.
You hate to see the Blue Devils start off with such negativity, whether it's on the field or from the sideline. It's not a good look. Doesn't lead to any momentum setting when right away you're being penalized, but things just went downhill from there for the Blue Devils. They could not get anything going. Kate's going to have stats or lack thereof when it comes time to talk about the
I was going to say, at the risk of maybe jinxing things, I'm going to say the halftime show is brought to you by Hometown Bank. Hometown Bank, we say that's my bank because we feel like our bank is looking out for us. Hometown Bank wants you to call them your bank. Hometown Bank knows what it takes to earn your trust. They don't answer to Wall Street, they answer to you. Visit hometowncoop.com to learn more. Hometown Bank, Sack Boulevard, Leominster, and 7 other area locations. Our Hometown Bank halftime show, Watchusett 23, Leominster nothing. First half 100% controlled by the Mountaineers.
On both sides of the ball, Blue Devils just had no answer offensively or defensively, and it was almost like the Mountaineers were in the Blue Devils huddle, and they could have been playing. The Blue Devils could have had 12, 14 players on the field. I don't think it would have made any difference to the Mountaineers defense. They were just guessing right, scheming right, and filling all the gaps, and shooting the holes in the Blue Devils' backfield more often. And I was surprised they ended up with one of the Blue Devils' handoffs.
And this has been going all year long with this Mountaineer defense. As we mentioned, going into last week's game against Fitchburg, they had pitched 2 shutouts. 2 shutouts to open the season in week 1 and 2. Scored about 22, 23 points in those 2 games combined. One game and then the next, so it puts them up to about 40-some-odd combined through those first 2 weeks. Come out last week against Fitchburg, and they allowed just 1 touchdown. That touchdown came in the 4th quarter of the game. They won 12-7. So through now, 3 weeks plus a half of week 4, the Mountaineers defense has only allowed 1 touchdown, and it was last week to Fitchburg in the 4th quarter. It's unreal.
Yeah, they were paying Patriots-type defense. What we saw, professional, you just don't let the other team score. And last week it took Fitchburg until the 4th quarter. Mountaineers controlled that game, although on the scoreboard it didn't look like they were, and they let Fitchburg stay in that game somehow. Right down, Fitchburg was on their 5-yard line and almost came away with a miraculous win, in my opinion, basically based on how they played defense. But the Mountaineers are showing every bit of talent that they have on their roster today, from the multitude of running backs to the backup quarterback coming in and smartly driving them down the field in their 2-minute drill there at the end of the first half to a 39-yard field goal to cap it off. So just Mountaineer dominance.
Without a doubt. 23-0 matches the most points the Mountaineers have scored in any game in 2019. They have a chance to raise that number in the second half of action. 23 first half points unanswered by the Mountaineers in this first half. Kate will take a quick break, and then we'll come back here at the half with our first half stats. Halftime here from Hal Lane Field. 23-0, Wachusett on top of Leominster. The Hometown Bank halftime rolls on here on the K-Zone.
go. Halftime stats here from Hal Lane Field. Team totals first. Leominster, 10 total yards of offense, -3 yards passing, 13 yards rushing. They have 2 first downs, one of which came courtesy of a penalty. No turnovers, 4 minutes time of possession for the Blue Devils in the first half of play. Juxtapose that to 155 total yards of offense for Wachusett, 32 yards passing, 123 yards rushing as a team, 13 first downs already in the first half, no turnovers, and if Leominster had it for 4 minutes, then that must mean Wachusett had it for 20. If we take a look at individual notable statistics, let's take a look at the Wachusett Mountaineer side of the ball rushing. First, Marrero right now with 6 rushes for 42 yards. Smith with 11 touches for 31 yards. Boys right now with 4 rushes for 21 yards. Larson with 1 rush for -2 yards. Maypother has rushed the ball once for 11 yards. That was where he should have been tackled in the backfield and all of a sudden came up with a first down. Higgins, when he was in, he had 6 rushes for 20 yards. If we take a look at passing and receiving right now, Seamus Higgins, 2 of 3 for 17 yards passing. He's averaging 8.5 yards per pass. His long was for 13 yards. Maypother comes in the second quarter to relieve Higgins. He has 4 for 6 with 18 yards passing. He was averaging 4.5 yards per pass. Those passes went to Doug Kane. He had 3 receptions for 15 yards in the first half. Reiki had 1 reception for 13 yards, and Marrero 1 reception for 4 yards as well. If we take a look at how the Mountaineers got all of their points on the board in the first quarter, the 3-yard rush from, we believe it was Marrero. It might have been Reiki. There's controversy up here to determine who that actually was.
Indeed there is.
And the point after on that first drive, no good. Second offensive bout for Wachusett ends with a 3-yard touchdown rush by Smith. Then their next offensive possession, they have a 1-yard touchdown rush by Higgins, and then rounding things out on their 4th offensive possession of the half, why don't they go 4 for 4? They have the 39-yard field goal by Eli Slomezi to round things out. It is 23-0. Watchusett on top of Leominster thus far in this one. 4 offensive drives for the Mountaineers, 4 scores for the Mountaineers in this one. Bill and Todd.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. It's the first half stats brought to you by Clear Path for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency. And Kate is asking for it back, yes?
No,
oh, you want to talk to Billy?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'll just continue to go along here on our Hometown Bank halftime show. 23-0, Wachusett on top of Leominster here at the half. Time now for our halftime scoreboard. It's brought to you by Fraticelli Oil. Exceptional comfort, warmth, and efficiency for your dollar. Heating with environmentally friendly wood pellets from Fraticelli Oil Company in Leominster. Clean burning, high heat, low carbon, and low ash, made in the USA. Service available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Same-day delivery online at FraticelliOilCo.com. Fraticelli Oil, the place to save heating dollars. So as I said to you in the pregame, about half the games kicking off early this afternoon, the other half on the Friday slate kicking off at the normal 7 o'clock window. So here's what we have for scores on games that are in progress right now. Fitchburg and Marlborough, nothing at the half. That game kicked off at 3:30 over at Kelleher Field. No score, Marlborough and Fitchburg through 1 half of action. Over to Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury. St. John's just scored a plethora of second quarter points. It is St. John's 42 and Shepherd Hill 22 in the second quarter, about the final 3 minutes of the first half on that one. Westboro is on top of Grafton in the third quarter. Our own Ethan Winter out there covering that one for his other employer, the Metro West Daily News. 13-9 third quarter score. Westboro on top of Grafton through the third quarter, or in third quarter action there. Other games coming up on this evening's slate. Doherty travels to Worcester South. Neshoba is at North Middlesex. Murdoch at Ayr Shirley. Hudson at Oakmont. Lunenburg's at Bartlett. Quabbin travels to Groton Dunstable. Clinton over to Littleton. Assabet Valley on the road against Abbey Kelly Foster. Nipmuc is on the road at Tingsboro. Oxford at Narragansett. And Wilmington is at Watertown. Coming up on the Saturday slate, David Prouty is at Gardner. Shrewsbury over to Algonquin. St. Bernard's is at West Boylston. Bay Path to Monty Tech. Leicester at Maynard. St. Peter Marian's at Burncoat. And Holy Name is at Uxbridge. Those are your games around the region and our halftime scoreboard, brought to you by our friends at Fraticelli Oil. Bill Thomas, chance for our peak performance of the first half. It's driven by North End Subaru, a proud member of the Colonial Automotive Group on Route 13, 757 Chase Road in Lunenburg, a President's Club Award winner and stellar performer dealer. Online at northendsubaru.com. Bill Thomas, I'm just going to pitch it to you and you can take it. Here's what I know of that first half of action. It was all Mountaineers.
All Mountaineers, all offense from all angles, all sides, all directions. I mean, I don't know which offensive star to single out. I guess we could start with Higgins because he's running the offensive show, under center or back in the shotgun. But up and down the line, the blocking, the special teams, the number of running backs that were touching the ball. And when Higgins, rolls out, looks like he's going to throw, but keeps his own number. And then lo and behold, they bring in a quarterback who decides to start slinging the ball all over the place with a minute and a half left, and he finds a way to get him points as the first half winds down with a 39-yard field goal, I might add, which is very unusual to see at the high school level, win-aided or not. So, I mean, let's just give it to the entire offensive side of the Wachusett football team.
They did everything right. As we continue here at halftime, 23-0, Wachusett on top of Leominster as the teams head back toward their respective sidelines and they get set to come out for the meeting here beginning the second half of play. Let's get our mid-game adjustments. We'll survey the field with Whitman and Bingham Associates, civil engineering and land surveying and environmental planning at its finest. Services for residential, commercial, and industrial projects. Offices in Leominster and Chelmsford. Learn more online at whitmanbingham.com. Experience is in the name. Whitman and Bingham Associates. Bill Thomas, Whitman and Bingham Associates brings us the mid-game adjustments. For the Mountaineers, to me, it seems like, second verse, same as the first. For Leominster, start all over again.
Well, you hit the nail right on the head, Todd. You got to throw out the first half, and let's play a half of football and try to win a half of football to build. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tough to come back in this situation at the high school level under these conditions against a team like the Mountaineers. But you can cut the game in half. Let's build on something positive. Let's look at it as 0-0. Let's win the second half, and let's try to build on something for next week because the job's not going to get any easier next week against Shepherd Hill. They're at the top of the division. They're 3-0, possibly 4-0 after this weekend. But you got to start somewhere, so you might as well start right now in the second half of this game.
I'm going in a different direction.
Okay.
On-field officials need to pay attention to the PA because he's telling them exactly. Oh, the official time now is going to be kept
on the field.
Can't
see it. Yeah. So the timekeeper up here just fired himself because the officials on the field can't see the clock. We got the second half kickoff right here for you.
And here we go. Solmazy ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. There's the kick. Right to left it goes. It will be returned by J.V. Rodriguez. Got some good blocks setting up and a full head of steam. Cross the 25, go 30, 35, and taken down at the 37-yard line. And it's a first down and 10 for Leominster, their own 38-yard line going left to right here in the second half. 6 seconds into this half, it's 23-0 Mountaineers. As we begin this second half of action, and Leominster has to do yeoman's work to, as Bill Thomas pointed out in our mid-game adjustments by Whitman Bingham Associates, throw out everything that happened in the first half, pick up with something new here in the second half. Hey, they put up 23 in the first half. There's nothing to say you can't put up 23 in the second. You just can't do it all in one play. Here we go on 1st and 10. Constant with the snap, back to pass, throws, and it's picked off. Picked off. He was looking for Darian O'Brien and is picked off by Thomas Reiki. Complete futility from the Leominster offense.
Well, that didn't take long. They come out throwing the ball. You got the wind at your back. I suppose if you're going to try throwing the ball, now's the time to do it. But I don't know if the receiver fell down there, but Reiki right there get that errant throw and set the Mountaineers up in great field position here at the 41-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Constant was kind of spinning out of his throw a little bit and kind of snapped it across the grade. I don't know if he didn't get a good look at where that defensive back was covering the tight end O'Brien, but an ill-advised throw and a great interception for Tom Reiki. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers from the 41-yard line of Leominster after the interception. And there's Angelo Smith, the fullback, right up the gut he goes, across the 35-yard line and down at the 34.
You know, Kate talked about him in the first half. He's not flashy. You know, he only averages 3 or 4 yards per carry, but it seemed like every yard that he got in that first half was important.
12 rushes for him thus far, 37 yards, but as you said, almost all of them moving the sticks in the first half.
And mind you, for the Mountaineer offense, this is without the aid of their starting fullback, Aiden Tomaszewski, who is out on suspension for a late hit in last week's game against Fitchburg. Marrero gets the 2nd down carry and moves the chains across the 30. They mark him down at the 30-yard line. It's enough for a Mountaineer first down, middle of the field at the Leominster 30, right to left. Leominster starts the second half with an interception on one offensive play. They possess the ball for all of about 2 or 3 seconds here on their first possession of the second half.
Right now, Wachusett's rushing attack has been incredibly impressive, incredibly efficient on offense, just about every other play getting a first down.
And so here they come again. 1st down and 10 at the Blue Devil 30, going right to left. Higgins under center. Snap, give it to Smith. Smith, initial tiptoe as he gets to the corner. He was wrapped up and taken down. Kyle Philbin in there. I also saw on that play Nico Martinez kind of helped set the edge for the Blue Devil defense.
Good job by Philbin, though. Initial contact there slowed him down, never made the corner. Couldn't turn upfield, tackled right there at the line of scrimmage. Blue Devils need some positive plays, either on offense or defense. I don't care where it comes from. You can build momentum defensively. They just got to find a way to get off the field and slow down this Mountaineer offense.
2nd down and 10 to go. 3-back backfield under center. It's Higgins. Higgins calling signals now. Now the snap. The give. Immediately, Blue Devil defense into the backfield, and down he goes. It's Jake Larson that got the handoff, and it was sniffed out by a sandwich of Philbins. I saw one on either side, and down went Larson in the backfield for a big loss on the play.
J.V. Silver along for the ride, along with a couple more Blue Devils, but that's what they need. They need to get a couple of big plays here, even on defense, just to kind of fire up these players. A lot of these players are going both ways. They can carry that over to offense, but got to find a way to make some plays and get some enthusiasm going there on either side of the ball.
3rd down and 20 to go. Ball back across the Blue Devil 35 at the 36-yard line. Shotgun set for Higgins. 4 receivers evenly distributed. Single back in the backfield to Smith. On the snap, roll out, forced out to his right. Higgins is going to keep it. Out to the edge he goes, and he's wrapped up and taken down on the play. Back behind the 40 to around the 43-yard line. Loses a handful more.
Anthony Tossi in there on the tackle, cutting off the edge, turns it into a 4th and a country mile here, and I believe the Mountaineers are going to be setting up for their first punt of the game.
Yeah, they very well might. Ball will be snapped from the Blue Devil 39. They need the Blue Devil 20 for the first down. And so Maisie goes back to punt.
The fact the defense was able to put up a stand there has to be a positive thing that the Blue Devils can build on now when they get the hold of football here on offense.
So Maisie is punting into the wind, so he's going to get a little help to knock this ball down. Now whistles kill the play, and it's a procedure call against the Mountaineers, so that'll back them up 5 more yards. And so they will punt back from the 44-yard line.
What's our guess on time up there?
Looks like about 8 minutes, 17 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. 23 to nothing. Wachusett on top of Leominster. So Maisie stands with his heels clicking his own 40-yard line. Good snap. It was rushed, and Leominster may have got a piece of it. It was signal deflected. And Leominster will touch it down around their own 31-yard line. At least a partial block for Leominster laying out there in front of Slomazy.
Liam Curtin in there rushing from his right edge, and good job right there to get a piece of the ball.
And so Leominster will get the ball, 1st down and 10, their own 31, coming left to right. Road white tops, royal blue bottoms, trimmed in white and royal blue numerals front and back, Leominster across the chest, the classic Leominster white helmets, white grills, single royal blue stripe up the middle, team 125 indicated on the nose bumper of the helmet. Caden Constant asks for the football. On the snap on first down, give it to Dixon. And Dixon is driven back by the Mountaineer front.
Nowhere to go there. Just Mountaineers pouring right through the blocks there on that side of the offense and standing there waiting for Dixon.
Yet again, the entirety of Wachusett's defense is playing for the run, daring and deigning Leominster's offense to put the ball in the air. Every time they do, something a little crazy happens. They put it in the air in the last offensive drive, intercepted right off the bat. So right now, Leominster just scraping by to try to get something to work.
2nd and 11 from the 30. Here's the snap and the give this time for Dixon, who finds some space off the left side of the formation. Cross the 30 to the 35. Gains back what was lost plus a little more. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 to go from their own 36-yard line, and a chance for Leominster to potentially convert on their first down, not advanced by a flag on the play.
Good point, Todd. And once again, it's all about building a little bit of momentum.
Kate tells me 2nd. They had 1 previously.
Yeah, remember when there were 9 defenders on the field? And
oh, yes. Yes, indeed. That did result in a first down, even though it was halftime. 3rd and 5, Constant back to pass. Flushed out to his left. Throws on the run, high and long and incomplete. Arlie Galat was the intended receiver. Good coverage downfield there by the Mountaineers. Looked like Jack Pender, the linebacker, in coverage.
Yeah, not much there. Once again, Constant getting chased and not setting up very well there. Showing his inexperience, throwing off his front foot as he's going forward, and that'll lead to a long pass almost every time, especially with wind behind you helping to carry it. Just doesn't help with your accuracy.
4th and 5, their own 36, and Santee Rodriguez stands at his own 23 to punt. He'll be punting with the wind, so might get a little help here. Good snap. That just off the side of his foot, hopped at the midfield stripe and rolled out of bounds.
After the punt, 1st down.
And so it will be Mountaineer football, 1st and 10, their own 44-yard line. Coming right to left, 6:17 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
That's the guess.
23-0, Wachusett on top of Leominster. Second half kickoff brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. 1st down and 10 for the Mountaineers with a 23-point lead. Higgins continues at the quarterback spot, and on the carry with some room, it's Boys off the right side of the formation, across the 45 and down around the 47-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Mountaineers continue to pound the ball up the middle, running fresh running backs in and out. Doing a good job of just mixing and matching their available talent.
4 running backs. Both of the available quarterbacks have all rushed the ball, so that means you have 6 different people right now rushing the ball. 34 rushes for the Watchusett offense for 129 yards of rushing offense thus far.
And here comes a 2nd down and 7 to go. 3 back set. Here's the snap. Give from Higgins, finds Marrero. Marrero turns right corner, finds his way out to the right numbers and some space. Across midfield, across the 45, go 40, toward the 35, and angled out of bounds on a gain of 18 for the Mountaineers to the Leominster 36-yard line, and it's a 1st down for Caleb Marrero.
You know, and just as Marrero was turning on the Jets around the corner, somehow Justice Reynolds was able to make a shoe-top tackle there, and he might have prevented 6.
On the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he looked to have some space. And it closed up quickly, thankfully for Leominster's defense, but got to that 2nd level very quickly, did Marrero.
Here's a 1st down and 10 from the Leominster 36 at right hash. 3 back, straight line snap. Give it to Angelo Smith, and Angelo Smith's got some room. He says Tomazuski, who? Off the left side of the formation, crossed the 30, and dragged down shy of the 25 of the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 9 on 1st down for Angelo Smith, the replacement fullback.
You know, and you saw the Blue Devils defense. I think they had 9 on the line of scrimmage right there, just bunching it all in, but somehow Smith be able to find a crack, get some positive yardage out of that.
How nice is it for Smith, though, to be able to have these last 2 weeks where he's really been able to contribute positively to the offense? Right now, he's got more carries than any of the other backs on the field.
3 back, straight line, checking in motion here on the snap. Here's the give. It was Smith again as they feed him straight up the middle of the field, across the 25 and down at the 23-yard line of Leominster with another Mountaineer 1st down.
Mr. 1st down right there, Smith, moving the chains again.
It seems like every time he touches the ball, the chains move.
Positive yardage either sets him up for a first down or converts on short yardage. And, you know, you commented, Kate, he has the most touches. He might have the least number of yards, but he might be the most effective running back that we've seen for the Mountaineers overall.
And I think all of those items bode true. He doesn't have the least amount of yards, but he doesn't have the most amount of yards for the rushing attack. That first down, the 14th first down for the Wachusett's offense in this one, and still fairly early in the game.
And here we go on first down. It's Marrero straight up the middle of the field, cross the 20 and down around the 18-yard line. Gain of 5, second down and 5.
Steadily moving the ball down the field, chunks 4, 5, 6 yards, setting them up second and short, third and short, and Mountaineers just continue to execute.
It's almost boring how just efficient it is. It's hand the ball off to one of those rushers, and they're, I mean, right now they're averaging like a ridiculous, 8 yards a carry.
And they're not one-dimensional. It's inside, outside, quarterback sneaks, a little bit of everything.
It is indeed. Here's the snap. Give it to him again. And this time, spun around and hauled down. Hog-tied on the play there. It looked like Six Reiki won the carry. He came from right to left and turned to the left corner before being brought down on the play there. It was a nice defensive play. Anthony Tossi looked like he had a piece of him and got some help on the play as well.
Had a good handful of shirt right there. Couldn't make out the number. He had it all bunched up, but good job on defense.
Here's a preview, by the way. We're going to do a time and temperature check coming up here in our next free moment. 12 mile an hour wind. 12 mile an hour wind out of the northwest.
We got a wind chill factor?
We've got a wind chill factor here on an afternoon start. Here's the snap, and the give this time was 3. It was Larson into the hole. Larson drives his legs across the 15. He's taken down around the 12-yard line. He's got another Mountaineer first down, says Bill Goslin down on the field.
And who's that? Jake Larson? What's that? Right, he's had a couple of touches today.
Yes.
One of the 4 running backs that have got in on the action with positive results.
Right now, he has 3 touches for -6 yards. The other 2 were for fairly significant losses.
Down under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Mountaineers with a 23-0 lead and looking to drive home the dagger here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line going into the shadows. Higgins under center, the snap, give it to Smith. Smith takes it off the left side, bunched up on the play. Gained about 2 on the play to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 as we wind to the final 90 seconds here of the third quarter. Check of the time and temperature here brought to you by Chapdelaine Truck Center. The right truck can make your job easier. Chapdelaine Truck Center has been selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg, online at chaptruck.com. 52 degrees, feels like 48 with a 12-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest at 5:26 here on a Friday night, October the 4th. A pitch out to Larson coming from left to right, turns the right corner, gains 2 more. It'll be 3rd down and 5 to go at the Blue Devil 8-yard line.
A couple of Blue Devils slow to get up, I tell you. You look at all the effort Kyle Philbin puts in on defense, and he just throws his body into every play. Somehow he finds a way to drag himself back to his defensive end position and get ready for the next one. But he's leaving it all on the field, along with a lot of other Blue Devil defenders, whether successful or not.
And although the board unofficially showed 27 seconds remaining here, Bill Goslin holds the ball up. Third quarter's over.
Let the clock run down.
Apparently that's all right.
They're not going to run another play.
Not going to run another play. 3 quarters in the books. 23-0. Wachusett on top of Leominster. The all-important 4th quarter. When we come back, the teams will change ends and we'll play that 4th quarter. You're listening to Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. We thank you so much for joining us here from Hal Lane Field this afternoon under difficult conditions with obviously all the shifting going on with game times due to the threat of Triple E in the region as well as, other outside factors. We thank you so much for bearing with us. We appreciate you for being a part of our coverage, and we know just how important in these circumstances our coverage is to you. So we thank you so much for being a part of this here on Leominster TV. I want to thank Bradley Bedard here bringing us the pictures. Also want to thank our great underwriters, Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, the El Camino Restaurant, and MP Crowley Company Incorporated. We thank you so much for supporting LTV's Action Sports and making this great programming possible. Final 12 minutes getting set to play here from Hal Lane Field. Remember, here on Leominster TV, we have the live Coach's Corner coming up Monday night, 6 o'clock, right here on the channels of Leominster TV. Teams change ends, and the fourth and final quarter comes your way here on the K-Zone. AM 1280, 105.3 FM. And WPKZstream.com, along with our partners at Leominster TV as well. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us. Final 12 minutes up on the board. Mountaineers now going left to right. Third down and about 8 to go from the Leominster 9-yard line. The snap, it was Smith. Smith opens up some room off the right of the formation, crosses the 5-yard line, down around the 3, and he looks like he's going to be about a yard shy of a first down and goal to go. Bill Goslin looking, staring. He says it's going to be fourth down and about a yard-ish to go. And so Coach Mike Dubzinski and crew going to have to decide, obviously, do they go for the play or go with a field goal? They did have the 39-yard field goal earlier. It looks like Higgins is heading back to his huddle, and Coach Dubzinski is going to keep possession of the football and keep driving his point home. Double wing set, Smith, the fullback in the backfield. 10 seconds on the play clock, and under center, here's the snap. Give it inside to Smith. Smith got stood up at the line. Jack Philbin had the tackle from behind. The pack caved forward a little bit, but did they move the football to about that 2.5-yard line? No. And Bill Goslin says no. He says Leominster football. The Leominster defense stands, and the ball will go back to Leominster, 1st and 10, their own 2.5-yard line. Hey, the defense comes up with a stand down, 23 in the fourth quarter. That shows a lot of heart.
Well, it does, Todd, and you know, and we talked about little goals, little successes, and there's one right there. You know, you stop this this powerful Mountaineer offense that's been just running roughshod over you all day.
The inevitable.
And you know, it's almost like just put 6 more up on the board. But good job by the Blue Devils defense right there.
Chasing 23, Constant out of his own end zone with the shotgun snap. He will bounce it immediately out to the right of the formation, find a little room, lower a shoulder, take a hit crossing the 5, and he's down around the 7-yard line, gains 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up.
You know, smart play by Constant right there, and the offensive coaches to get a little working room. Mountaineer's been in the backfield almost every handoff. They're guessing right on the single back sets, and good job trying to get his own.
Constant and empty set. Sorry, Bill Thomas took the snap in and out of his hands. He dropped it. He ended up scooping it and falling forward. Short gain on the play, maybe for Constant, and it just keeps going the wrong way.
I think he lost a yard on that. The bad snap there that he couldn't handle. Bounced out of his hands. Let's not get too excited here about some positive yardage, but Constant's got to find a way to hold on to that ball and keep that momentum.
They actually marked it as a 2-yard loss on that 2nd down play, so it'll be 3rd down and 8. Ball back across the Blue Devil 5 to the 4-yard line. Shotgun set here for Constant in the backfield. Dixon, he'll ask for the ball. Got some time. He was looking for the slant for Galat. Now Galat turns it into an out. He tries to come back to the ball underthrown. 2 flags fly on the play. Galat thinks he has a catch around the 15-yard line. It would be enough for a first down if it is, pending the 2 flags.
See if we got maybe
pushed off.
Defensive pass interference on the comeback play there, but
pass interference indicated against the Mountaineers, and it will be a first down after they assess the penalty. So Leominster's drive continues, starting to put together at least a little something, moving the sticks a little more reliably here.
Penalty resulted about where the line of scrimmage was on the reception, but either way, it's going to be a first down for the Blue Devils. One of 3, I think, in the game so far for the Blue Devils.
That would be correct.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, their own 19-yard line at right hash, so out of the shadow of their own goal line. Dixon in the backfield with Constant, 3 receivers in the formation. Here's the snap. Constant got a little bit of time this time, and that did not last long. Down he went at the 15-yard line, a loss of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 14.
Once again, that internal clock, you know, you got maybe 3 seconds back there, and you got to have that working while you're looking downfield, and After that, you got to worry about your blind side, your backside, and all around, and constant
All
felt the
sides.
pressure right there.
And it's going to be a little frustrating if you're the coaching staff thinking about where some of the problems have shown themselves, because although the offense has struggled with pieces because of having to piecemeal some of your specialists, your offensive line has been a real strong part of your game through the first 3 weeks of the season. Come into week 4 now, they can't seem to hold what is just an all-out onslaught by the Wachusett line, and there it is again into the backfield, and down goes Constant with another sack and another 5 or more yards lost, back across the 15 to the 12-yard line.
Stephen Johnson leading the charge there from his defensive nose tackle position. And Mountaineers defense, their front 4, front 7, they're just bringing the heat. They're teeing off. No respect on the run or the pass game right now that the Blue Devils are trying to operate.
Now in the fourth quarter of play, if you take a look at the stats at the half, the Blue Devils had 10 positive yards of offense. In the fourth quarter, 10 positive yards of offense total still.
So they've equaled their output, if you will. Shotgun snap, and Constant down he goes. He might have been the victim of a face mask going to the ground there, as it looked like somebody might have had a hand up high, but nonetheless, he's taken down. They're going to mark it as a short loss to the 10-yard line. It's 4th and long, and Leominster will mercifully punt.
And punt into the wind. And just to add a little more insult to injury, Constant gets up limping, looks a little shaken up here as he's making his way back to the sideline.
Unofficial minutes left in the game.
Final 7 minutes here of the fourth quarter, 23-0. Wachusett's lead, and is not for passion, a lack of passion and heart. Leominster continues to try to fight in this football game. It's just nothing is going right. Rodriguez punting out of his own end zone, got the punt away. It landed around the 34-yard line. It was picked up there and advanced forward on the play there. Looked like Reiki on the advance. He'll take it to around the 30-yard line. About 4, maybe 5 yards on the return. Now they'll mark him, it looks like, across the 30 at the 28 as we go under 6.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 23-0, Wachusett's lead right now, looking to pitch their 3rd shutout in 4 games.
This is their best starting field position on the day on the Blue Devil 28-yard line.
3 backs in the backfield, under center Higgins. Higgins the snap, give it to Boyce, coming from that right back spot, turning left corner, and now he runs away from the defense, heading to the end zone. A touchdown saving tackle there on a gain of 28.
Looks like dragged down from behind by Eamon Durkin, but he was on the way to the corner of the end zone there.
It's actually just going to be shy of 28, so it's going to be a gain of 27.
27 to the 1-yard line.
Check your pockets if you're missing your cell phone. Come on up to the press box.
That was number 12, right, Billy?
Yeah, 12 was Boyce.
Yeah, that was Boyce.
That's
yep.
correct.
Nice run right there. Looked like he was going to get corralled in the backfield. Nice inside cut right there to break a tackle in the backfield. Turn that into a great run.
3 back set. Higgins is going to go under center. There's the snap. Give it to Boyce. He plays it off the right side of the line this time. And, yep, he brought you that far. He finished it off. 6 more points for the Mountaineers. And Wachusett has increased. This will be the most points they have put on the board in 2019. They had a 22-point win, a 23-point win, a 12-point win, and now a 29 or better point win coming up here in week 4.
Yeah, and I think great job by the offensive coaches of the Mountaineers to get that ball back to Boyce and let him finish the job right there. Let him get his own 6 after carrying him right down to the shadow of the goal line.
Sulmazy will try the point after. And the Mountaineer crowd begins the chant of "It's all over." High snap, Higgins has to play it. Higgins on the run is brought down by Leominster special teams. Eamon Durkin, Liam Curtin in there to trip him up and take him down on the so the point after, no good. Teams coming back up the field, 29-0 Mountaineers. 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. We're back with more in a moment. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage joining us here on Leominster TV today. Happy to have you along with us wherever you are out there on the channels of Comcast, Verizon, or joining us on stream on Leominster.tv or on Facebook Live as well. So many ways to participate, and we thank you for being a part of this one here on Leominster TV. I want to thank Bradley Bedard. I know he's up on the roof in that 12-mile-an-hour wind. It's got to be really brisk getting blown around up on that roof today. So we appreciate his bringing you the great views here from Hal Lane Field.
Don't toss your tickets out yet. If no one claims it, we'll draw another. 203-107 coming up to the press box.
And we welcome you back to Hal Lane Field in Holden here on the K-Zone. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZ stream. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Happy to have you along with us. Ball on the 40-yard line at our left. Sulmazy to kick it away once again for the Mountaineers. On that left to right approach, he'll drive the ball down the field. It will be returned. It will skip around the 11-yard line. And now here comes J.V. Rodriguez on the return, full head of steam. Grabbed high around the collar, and he's driven all the way back from the 20-yard line. Dangerous play there as he got grabbed high on the collar right around that nameplate and pulled all the way back across the 15-yard line on that play. A note, Bill Thomas, by the way, under Federation rules, the horse collar tackle rule applies not just with the hands and fingers inside of the collar, but also grabbing around the nameplate is considered a horse collar tackle in Federation rules.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You know, you get up anywhere in the neck or around the neck area, and could be interpreted a little bit differently this year.
First down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils. From their own 25 was their point of farthest progress. Dixon gets the first down carry. He'll bounce it out to the right, cross the 30-yard line and angle out just shy of the 35 and around the 34. Give 9 to Dixon. It'll be second and a yard.
You know, we'll have to see if the Blue Devils here can muster a little bit of offense. I'm trying to see what the Mountaineers got out there on defense. I'm sure they got a few new numbers out there, but we'll have to see if Blue Devils can put something together.
On second down and a yard, the snap. Give to Dixon again. Dixon got enough room. He rolled up on it. Looked like Frank Apoku in front of him. Apoku looks like he's okay, but he's rolled over. Always dangerous there when the play ends up. No, Apoku is down. Yeah, it's always dangerous when those linemen get rolled up on. It looked like he was okay. Philbin looked like he was going to help him up, and now Leominster drops to one knee as Frank Apoku is down on the play. And they will come out and treat him from the sidelines. Is it my imagination, Bill Thomas, or is that clocked, although unofficial now here, not running? Okay,
I thought it was still running.
Okay, no,
looks like it's all zeros, but I can't. It might be 3 minutes. I'm not sure.
It's all zeros.
It is all zeros. Okay, I'm like.
So how much time do we have left?
All right, they're going to endeavor to find out. Time being kept down on the field because nobody could read the scoreboard clock. No fault of the clock operator doing everything he possibly could up here on press row to try to make sure everybody down there knew how much time was left. 29 to nothing. Wachusett on top of Leominster right now, somewhere in the fourth quarter.
This becomes a situation where, because of the situation with AAA, most of the time these games are played at night.
Yeah.
And so you have a situation where that scoreboard would be completely legible if we were out here in a few hours. But right now we're playing in the middle of the afternoon. Yes, it is.
The cast shadow continues to get closer to the scoreboard. You have sun that's kind of still draping the upper tiers of this tiered backyard, if you will, of Wachusett region.
Now, I will say, for such a phenomenal venue,
they need a scoreboard.
They need a scoreboard.
At the very least, a couple.
Then they need to put it in a different spot.
Just a couple of light bulbs.
Yeah, or bulbs.
Move it over to this side of the field.
Dear Wachusett boosters, please.
Scoreboard will be high up on the list.
Use your baseball analytics when you decide how to, home plate is important in relation to the sun, so isn't the scoreboard.
And crew chief Bill Goslin talking to the trainer, Frank Apoku, still down on the play. Lots of personnel from both sidelines in to try to help. Here comes a couple of teammates to assist as they try to get Apoku up to his feet.
It looks like he's going to favor
grimacing for sure in that lower body.
Lower right side, It looks like a leg injury.
Right.
A nice sporting round of applause from both sidelines as Apoku gets some assist to the sideline. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone brought to you by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Garapi Furniture and Mattress Center, Rhino Linings of Leominster, Bolton Orchards, Woodcombe Insurance. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone brought to you by Leominster Credit Union, Troy Hebert Construction, High Country Workwear, and Acme Carpet One. We thank you all so very much for your support of Leominster High School football here on the K-Zone.
First and 10, Leominster.
Where does Coach Dubzinski fall in the very amazing Dubzinski lineage with the brothers? Is he the youngest of the brothers?
That's a good question. I think he might be.
think so.
I think he might be. You notice, by the way, who the get-back coach is. He's wearing Mountaineer kind of camouflage, but Walt Dubzinski is down there on the sideline. He's the get-back coach.
I love
He's been walking around. He's got the Mountaineer cap on and sweatshirt.
He is down there.
He's been patrolling the sideline here as well. There was a flag out on the play. 5 yards lost on the play for Leominster's offense as they'll mark the ball back across the 35 to around the 32-yard line. 29-0, we know is the score. First down and long to go now for Leominster. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation. Constant with Dixon in the backfield. Snap, Constant, the vessel, faked the give to Dixon and kept it himself. Found some room across the 33 and down to the 34-yard line. Gains back a couple. Second down at about 13. Leominster needs to move the football to their own 48-yard line for a first down.
Mountaineers, Kate, Mountaineers just doing a good job keying on the ball there, not going for those ball fakes and those slow development plays, just allowing the Mountaineers front seven to tee off and get in the backfield of the Blue Devils.
Only thing I was going to say, it's got to be hard for Walt to be wearing green and not orange.
That's right, indeed. Shotgun set here for Constant on second down. The give this time is for Dixon. Dixon found some room into the second level of the defense, crossed the 40-45, and taken down about the 47.5 yard line. Looks like he's about a half yard shy of a first down.
One of the longest plays from scrimmage, positive yardage for the Blue Devils today, about 14 on that carry.
Third down.
And it'll bring up a third down in about a 6-inch margin. Need to move the football from the 47 3/4 to the 48 of their own for the Blue Devils. Shotgun set here. Constant the snap. Give it to Dixon. Dixon with some pulling guards in front of him. Got some room across midfield, across the Mountaineer 45 and out of bounds at the 44-yard line. It's enough for a Leominster first down.
Does a good job there, angling himself out of bounds there, avoiding contact, unnecessary contact, and moving the sticks. Fortunately, we still have no idea how much time's left in the game.
Somewhere in the fourth quarter.
How much?
Under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes is the best estimate.
The clock operator, under 5 minutes to play. I think that's a fair bet for sure. They faked the give to Cordero, and straight up the middle it was Constant, and Constant was separated from the football going to the ground, and they indicate the Mountaineers have the ball, waiting for official signal, and there it is. It's Wachusett football. Leominster was putting together some positivity, and it is stopped. Constant walks dejected to the sideline, and that pretty much is a summary of the type of frustration Leominster has faced all day long.
You know, we saw Constant walk off the field shaking up on that last possession, and I wonder if that might have contributed to him having some trouble hanging on to the ball there, just getting beat up today. And Mountaineers doing a great job on both sides of the ball, but showing their strength defensively here as the game winds down.
Power player in the second half is driven by Daewoo North Superstore. They let them show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Lunenburg at Daewoo North. Fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right lead to satisfied buyers. Shop Daewoo North's virtual showroom of used cars and trucks and SUVs online at DaewooSuperstore.com. Daewoo North Superstore. Find the perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Our Daewoo North Superstore power player of the second half, Bill Thomas?
Well, see, I don't know where to go with this, to be honest with you.
So many places.
All we've been talking about is the Mountaineer offense, but let's share some love with their defense. They didn't take the foot off the pedal there defensively, continue to keep the pressure on the Blue Devils offense, change it up a little bit. I've just been impressed on both sides of the ball by the Mountaineers. Let's give the defense a little bit of love.
Indeed, and they deserve it. They are on their way to pitching their third shutout of a 4-week season.
And then they got the backup quarterback out there again,
Luke Maypother.
I don't know if he'll be slinging the ball downfield here, but hey, it's never too early to practice something you might want to work on next week.
Without a doubt, Maypother will come to the line with that 3-back line behind him. Under center, here's the snap and the give, and there's a separation from the football. Leominster's defense may have been there, and Eamon Durkin at the bottom of the pile comes up with the football. So fumble ball back to Leominster, so the teams exchange turnovers.
Quick hitter on the handoff there, didn't quite get the handle on it. Ball popped out right into the defense of the Blue Devils, and no Mountaineers around that, but good job by Durkin to get on the ball.
We're going to name our play of the day. It's brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, a family-run business selling most major tire brands since 1964, offering their truly unique, free summer to winter tire storage online at fitchburgtire.com. Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, where the price we quote is the price you pay. We'll get back to that in just one play. Constant back out on the field with the snap, and the give this time looked like 42 on the carry for the Blue Devils. It's Mackay Newton, and Newton with some room bounces it to the outside, across the 40, 35, go 30, and steps out of bounds at the Mountaineer 25-yard line. Mackay Newton, a gain of 21 for the freshman, seeing his first carry in a varsity uniform.
You know, we called his number a couple times. He's playing safety. He's out there taking J.C. Cora's place. He's playing safety on defense, but getting a little action at tailback and maybe a little spark here the Blue Devils didn't know they possessed.
And Newton will stand next to Caden Constant. Get the shotgun snap, feed it to Newton again. And Newton running away to the defense once again. Turning the corner, he's come out of a pack. He's now reversing fields once again across the 10-yard line and the 5 and taken down around the 4-yard line. Hey, have a day in 2 plays. A gain of 21 from Mackay Newton. A little explosion of life from the Leominster offense.
Nice job. I would have liked to have seen him keep aiming for this left corner. He decided to change direction there, but you never know where your spark's going to come from, and if it's a freshman, we'll take it.
Without a doubt. Shotgun set here for Constant with Newton again. Feed the beast. Newton, little counter motion. He's got some room to the end zone, and Mackay Newton in 3 plays marches the Blue Devils downfield for a Leominster touchdown.
That's got to be a spark that the Blue Devils can appreciate right there. And so maybe something they can build on. You never know where you're going to find that player or when he's going to emerge, or what the situation is. We might see something here. I know it's a tough situation.
Make that the play of the day. Brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service for Mackay Newton. Give that kid a game ball. That's a memory you'll remember. You came in, your first varsity action, 3 plays, you carried the team down for a touchdown.
We gained about 50 yards in those 3 plays.
46.
All positive right down the field.
Santee Rodriguez to try the point after into the wind. He chipped it up, and it's over the bar. Team's coming back up the field. Some time remaining on the clock.
We're going 2 minutes.
29-7 is the lead. Wachusett over Leominster. A break, and we're back with more. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us in action on Leominster TV today, and you got to see it. What a flash of life from Mackay Newton.
And it gives us something to smile about up here in the booth, and I'm sure the feeling is mutual down there on the sideline, and just that moment. You never know who might step up in the situation, but you're talking about a freshman getting his first varsity touchdown, and who knows what he could build on from there.
To Hal Lane Field in Holden here on the K-Zone, 29-7. Mackay Newton, the freshman, marches the ball down on the field. Onside kick for Leominster, and Rodriguez angles it to the sideline. It did not travel 10 yards, and it went out of bounds at the 49, their own. And so that will be a flag out on the play.
Could see that coming, and just the odd setup there. And
Mountaineers tried to come running up with the hands team.
Well, right down to Rodriguez kicked out with his odd foot. He lined up to the right side of the football and kicked it. I think he kicked it left-footed, but he came in from an odd angle. Didn't get 10 yards out of it, only got 8 yards.
Straight Karate Kid, sweep the leg. That's what he did there. He swept the leg on the low kick.
I got to tell you, he didn't fool the Mountaineers. As soon as they saw that setup, they had 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage, all hands.
They all came running up. That's for certain.
5-yard penalty, nonetheless.
Yeah, and they'll move the ball. Mountaineers will move the possession into Leominster territory, cross the 45 to the 43-yard line at right hash. We got an update on a game going on around the region. Halftime score was Fitchburg 0 and Marlborough 0. Into the 4th quarter now. Fitchburg with a 7-0 lead. Comasania has got the point after. Anthony Aquendo, a 54-yard touchdown run with the Comasania point after. It's 7-0 Fitchburg into the fourth quarter. Over in Marlborough right now, a way low-scoring affair.
Gain of 7, second down.
Pat Kennedy with the carry there on first down for the Mountaineers, as the Mountaineers have gone to their second teamers.
And they've gone to a new quarterback, too. I saw his number, but it escaped me. 14, maybe, under center right now. Oh, they're going to the...
They're going victory formation here.
And
up under center, there's the snap and the kneel down there.
Number
it
2.
Was 2. The quarterback that took a snap.
Bembenek.
Bembenek. And that's it. Bill Goslin's got the ball up in the air. That's it. Game over. And so a big win for the Mountaineers. They're first on this new home turf here at Hal Lane Field in Holden. 29-7. Their defense not able to quite pitch the shutout, but still through 4 weeks, they've allowed just 2 touchdowns, and their offense scored the most points they have in 2019, putting 29 up on the board here in this football game today.
You don't want to call that a meaningless touchdown on the Blue Devils side, because the Mountaineers would have loved to pitch another shutout, but I think just that little spark from the Blue Devils side, you never know.
I'll go to the other side of that, Bill Thomas. I think that touchdown from Leominster might be one of the most important touchdowns of the season, because it proved without a shadow of a doubt that you still have life. You still have skill. You still have ability. All is not over or lost here. It's tough loss. It's another league loss, another division loss. It's going to make things more complicated for you in qualifying for the playoffs, but it doesn't mean that you don't have something to build on. You've got a great freshman there that's got some promise as well.
And you might have found a spark there. You never know. Like Coach Gates said, he called up some kids. You never know who's going to step up. And lo and behold, it turns out to be the freshman that we got to call his number a couple of times today. And if nothing else, this will be a game that he'll never forget. As he grows old, becomes a grandfather, he can talk about his first varsity game as a freshman. He got scored a touchdown against Wachusett Mountaineers. A great team in their own right.
Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, brought to you by North End Subaru, Whitman and Bingham Associates, and Chapter Lane Truck Center. We thank you all so much for your support of Leominster High School football here on the K-Zone. Final score, Wachusett 29 and Leominster 7. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, we say thank you so very much for being with us. Next game for Leominster, next Friday, 3:30 is the kickoff at Shepherd Hill. We'll have more on that throughout the week. We'll have more on that coming up in our post game as well. And for those of you joining us on Leominster TV right now, it's your time to go over and grab your radios. Post game coming up here. We've got a complete recap of this one, plus scores coming in from around the region, and we'll get you out to kickoffs in other locations as we begin the next window of football games here on these new crazy Friday nights, with weird afternoon starts to go along with them as well. But for those of you joining us on Leominster TV, we say thank you to Bradley Bedard, Keith DePerry back at Master Control on that end, pushing the buttons on the TV side and making everything look pretty. For Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins. Tune on your radios, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, as our post game gets set to start right now. For those of you joining us on the K-Zone, we say so long to our friends at Leominster TV, and we say post-game show coming up right now. 29-7, Wachusett on top of Leominster with the win. The Mountaineers continue a perfect run on this season. They are 4-0. Leominster falls to 1-3. Post-game show next. You're listening to Leominster Football on the K-Zone, WPKZ.